I've said this in my first Star Giant video, but I was given access to a call that Star Giant had with Lyle Convoy regarding Necopon. You know, despite the fact that I didn't ask for it had nothing to do with the Necopon stuff that was missing a lot of context, but whatever. So I made a version of the call that centers out some usernames that will be given into the Star Giant Productions archive channel so that both sides of the call can be in one place. Enjoy.
I don't know. I just want to answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just have to wait for Lyle to... Alright, just to check if everyone mics is working and all of you
Yes.
talk. Alright.
I'm on a black icon because I'm just not in the mood.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm right here.
Alright, fine. So, I think, Endo, you should start.
Yeah.
Hi, Rebecca. I guess, I want to know how you... I just want to know the timeline, essentially, just to be double sure and everything.
Before I answer that question, may I ask when did I first contact you? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
When I first contacted you?
Yes.
From this year or from 2020?
I'm sorry, I don't remember contacting you in 2020. But if I did,
Exactly.
so be it. Like, what you can tell me.
We sent an email to you at November 5th, 2020.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
This is a legitimate question. Was there ever a recorded date when I hired a Necopon back then?
All I remember for sure was that she was around in 2020. That's all I can remember for sure.
Okay.
And I'm mostly asking, so you don't remember when you hired her? That's what I was going to ask you, your first contact with her.
Correct. Let's see. Someone recommended me to her because it was her boyfriend at the time.
Hey. Who was his boyfriend?
I believe his name was Kai.
Okay.
Like, to be as blunt as I can be, this is not me trying to. This is not I'm gonna defend myself. No, this is me wanting to apologize to people, especially you, Endo. And I want to explain one thing to Leo right now. It's okay if you hate my guts, whatever, but I want to explain why I didn't contact you the first time in the VC. I don't feel comfortable talking to groups of people in a VC like this with my actual voice. I'm actually a shy person in real life, and that's something I wanted to admit. It was not because, like, I would have told you everything in DMs then, but you just weren't. But so that's kind of why I guess I got angry with you at the time, because I would have been fine to explain, but now I'm talking to you, so here we are. To answer, like, should I just explain what the situation with Necopon was, the whole thing?
You can try.
Yeah.
All right. So it had since April 2020, my life was in a downward spiral. Like 3 years ago, most of it was the pandemic. A lot of my life was shut off. Like, a lot of people were actually not working. The difference with me is that I actually kept working during the pandemic, and we were given severe restrictions, and this affected my mental health, because I had to go to a family that I wasn't the proudest of, and there were a lot of discord, per se, not this website, just the motion in general, amongst former friends of mine, let's say. And around that time, I needed to step on my game. I actually thought that at the end of 2020, the world was going to end. I was in that much of a suicidal state and worrying state. So one thing I wanted to do was try to up ante a bit. Like, maybe try to be as much of an artist as I can. Like, end the world with as much art. Create as much art before you all drop dead. And one thing I always wanted to do was try to have my reviews improve. This involves thumbnails. And I needed an artist to do so. One person that followed me at the time, named Kai, showed me his current girlfriend. Now, I want to state something out of the gate right now. Kai does not support Neko in any way, and as of June 2021, he broke up with her. It could have also been earlier, but that's apparently what I gathered from I remember him telling me. Now, I kept Neko on the server, but here's the thing. At the time, I allowed, like, anyone on the server. Like, nowadays, everyone I talk to has to be 18 or older, like, no exceptions. Why Why didn't I allow it back then? Because I just thought that because that was what you're supposed to do. Like people just allowed 13, like and older, because that's what the social media law was, which is stupid. Which is a mistake in my regard in that part. Although every person I talked to from the old server that was a minor, I've not heard anything about them being groomed by Neko. Now, Endo, were you in that server? That's a legitimate question.
Yes, I was.
Okay, you're the only exception then. From what I remember, no one else was.
I was in the server to keep an eye on Neko.
Okay.
I want you to know that.
All right. And I want to state something clear. I do not support Neko, and I think she is a truly awful person. But I think it was August 2021 where I realized everything was laid out to me, and that's what made me ban her for good. The reason why I didn't ban her sooner is because of that there were actual people. Another person I do remember was Phantom Stride that said was a good person. He too also thinks she's a bad person now. So if you think I'm not trying to throw him on the bus. They're good people, but I just want to say I trusted because these two people say that she was good. I thought to myself, okay, I guess she's a good person. And this was
Let's go ahead and cut down to the nitty-gritty here, since I don't want to get lost in the weeds, and we all have very limited time tonight.
Shoot. I mean, yes.
The problem, Rebecca, is a few things here. Number one, you were told what this person was doing. You were emailed about it. And instead of furthering communication, if you needed more specificity or more evidence to the claim, you instead told Necopon, who emailed you, has contributed more harassment towards these victims. Using your brain, upset. I want to know why.
Sure thing. The answer was because my brain was so fucked up at the time that nothing mattered to me anymore, and I couldn't think straight.
I don't care if that's your excuse. Because you know what? I've had plenty of situations where I couldn't think straight either, but somebody sends me an email saying, hey, there's a predator in your server. My response isn't to send that information to the predator that's been accused.
This is where another defense of mine has to come in. I always thought that police were supposed to take care of this automatically, which I now know that's not the truth.
You have completely missed that entire point, because I lined it out for you very clearly. The police do not determine who is a pedophile. Pedophile is not a legal term. And when I walked you through that, politely, you wanted to argue it. And now you're trying to say in your videos that you didn't know this, you didn't know that. You did. You chose not to act.
No, I didn't.
You chose to listen. You chose to listen to other people instead of listening to the people who came to you.
I don't remember what happened, okay? That's what I'm trying to state.
You don't remember what happened? You do remember what happened because you went about it in your video and you talked about how you didn't do anything wrong and you didn't know this, you didn't know that. You have emails that verify that. If you can remember every single tiny little stupid thing that happened with Mr. Enter, you're not going to be able to convince me you don't remember what happened in Necopon.
Is she in jail?
No, she's not in jail. Guess what? Being a pedophile doesn't automatically mean you're in jail.
So
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I have done reports on Neko countless times. I have done everything I can. The issue being that Neko's dad's the police chief.
I do remember you telling me that.
Yes, and the thing is that I've tried numerous times. They can't do anything about it now since it's been over a long time already. And the
I
thing
wish
is that
I wish you can get the justice you deserve.
I do have a question for you. Actually, I have a few. I have three exact. To you, Rebecca. My first question to you is, what did Necopon ever contacted you regarding her actions?
And I want to be clear as I can. I don't fully remember, but from what I do remember is that she always tried to say that, no, these people are lying to you.
Okay. And do you remember when was that?
I want to say November, no, anywhere between November 2020 to March 2021.
Okay. Do you remember? Actually, let me rephrase. You said that at one point Kai came to the defense of Necopon, and that is why you kept her.
Yes.
Am I
okay. Like I trusted my own teammates over others back then, which I'm sorry, that was wrong of me.
Okay, and according to you, when was the last time that Kai showed support to Necopon?
Like I only got this information from Kai last year, but according to him, he said June 2021.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you know that is a straight up lie.
All right.
I was in communication with Dart the Star, and she was in communication with Kai. She asked him about that.
Okay, there's a difference between lying and misremembering, so I don't remember. That's the best way to put it. I don't say, I can remember all this stuff for enter. I'm trying my best to remember what I did wrong. That's all I want to do. I want to fix what I did wrong and never make that mistake again.
Okay. And do you remember when was the time where you ended up banning Necopon from your server?
I was in a call with Nil and some of his others. Nil was a person that also contacted me about this same situation. It was in August, and at that point, I decided to ban Neko for good. And
what was the reason behind the ban?
Well,
the exact reason.
Everything that came to light. I saw I found out these videos that were on Necopon. I then remember that there was an email, I believe there was. I read that, and I was like, okay, I fucked up big time. And I banned her. And another reason why I didn't fully ban her earlier is because slander is a thing, and I didn't want to accidentally call someone a pedophile by accident.
Did you ever ask for actual additional proof to see if it was actual slander?
When in the August situation, I did.
I mean, I'm talking about when you were first made aware of her actions.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Okay, let's try this then. Name me one of your closest friends.
I guess
anybody. We can
Dar.
Be anybody. Dar?
Dar.
Okay. If somebody comes to you and tells you Dar has done something inappropriate to them, how would you react?
My rule is that I had to go find out the situation, what's going on. And you're right, Leo.
Why didn't you with this case?
Right, and you were right, Leo. I fucked up big time on this case. I'm a shit. I was wrong in this. I just hated so much everything in the world that back then I should have not been like this. I really wish I was mature back then, but I wasn't.
And why have you been ducking this entire conversation for the better part of a year?
Because I was afraid, because I don't know how to respond to these situations still. I suck at them.
You respond to them by having the conversation, especially to the people you've wronged. Like Indo here. It should not have taken today, months later, for you to finally respond to all of this. After you put out a really stupid video where you try to justify your nonsense and then try to fillet yourself as though you're a moral arbiter. Like, what in the world is going on here?
The answer was I'm an idiot. And you're right. Well, that video was terrible. It was a fucking terrible video. I don't know why I ever made it. I was mad at the world, and instead of thinking things through, I just shouted.
And worst case, you're still in this call, previously saying, well, has Neko been arrested? Like, what do you think that is? Do you think that people immediately get arrested when they commit a crime?
Nope.
Do you think that's how that works?
Unfortunately, no. I wish that was the case, but it's not. You're right. She's not arrested. She's never going to be arrested because because it's just too hard, and because her dad's the chief of police.
When you were confronted about all of this, and that sooner or later content creators are going to see what you have excused, your response was to dismiss it because they're not as big as Mr. Enter.
At the time in 2020, 2021, it was the lowest time of my entire life.
I'm talking about in last month of this year, when Fly Dice confronted you and telling you if you do not address this, it's likely that content creators are going to eventually get their idea on it They're going to sniff it around. And your concern was that they're smaller than Enter, though. I don't think you really recognize that there's a difference between somebody doing a video about you being a bad editor and a terrible friend versus you ignoring a predator, letting them stay in your server because you failed willingly to do your due diligence. And now, when you are being called out for it directly by one of the victims, you put them off for months. Do you not understand the difference in severity between those situations?
Nope, I 100% do. And I am an awful person. I really am. And I am never going to make this mistake again. From now on, if someone even tries remotely out of context or out of place, I will go down to every single person. I will go right to the person immediately and not even try to contact that person. Like the bad person, I won't try to contact. I will contact the people around them. I regret being manipulated by Neko. I should have never listened to her. I really should have listened to Endo and any person that was groomed by her. Groomed by
What
Neko.
did she tell you? What did she tell you when you confront her about the email?
Neko made a sob story and actually made me feel guilty, and I regret everything ever doing that. I should never listen. She tried to say, "Oh, it's not true," and also my dad was a war veteran or something like that. And you're right, Leo. You're right. I should have never done this. And Endo, you deserve better. You deserve better. And thank you for listening to me, Asuka. Like I really regret not listening to people. You're right. I should never listen to that person for 8 months. But I am a fucking idiot. Because that's the war. I hated everything back then. I hated every single person on the planet Earth. I wanted to kill myself during that time period. And I just should have never listened to that terrible Neko. I let a predator in the server 8 months willingly. And because I'm an idiot. I should have really fired her from the second that did. But no, I was going to, but she's like, no, please, they're not real. Those accusations aren't real. Think about it. I'm not in prison, alright? Why did I listen to her? I should listen to you guys instead.
Rebecca, please.
Rebecca, this isn't about you.
I know. It's about Endo. It's about Endo. I'm sorry.
Then we're gonna let Endo talk, and you're going to be quiet.
Deal.
Okay, so the thing is that, Rebecca, I get it that you're saying that you should have, you could have, but you didn't. That's the problem. I get it. The thing is that from the situation, I want you to understand that yes, you do proclaim that there was probably no other kids that were groomed in there. The thing is that I can't take that 100%. That's the thing, because like all I know from the story, from what I had context from other people from your previous servers, was that everyone was just kicked out. Nobody was questioned about Neko being groomed or anything. And the thing is that I want you to know, Neko doesn't just go after a specific gender. She went after both genders. She liked boys and girls. She liked using girls to try to harass other girls that didn't fit Neko's category as friends. And she liked little boys. That was her two favorite things.
That's disgusting.
And yes. And another factor of this was that the thing is that yes, you did listen to Call Me Nil, but the thing is that from what I'm seeing in some of the DMs with another user, it does state that you didn't believe any of the evidence. You just kicked her because of Call Me Nil, because of harassment.
An attempted
doxing. So was it because you actually believe the evidence, or was it because you were forced to do it?
I believe the evidence, but at the time I didn't state that. I actually should have, in hindsight, I should have said, I believe the evidence, and you're right. Neko is the bad person. I'm sorry for not trusting you at first, Call Me No. Honestly, if I could talk to No, I would directly say that to them.
So, another question I have specifically is, like, why didn't you do anything to help Rosa during her situation?
Like, which situation? Like, she blocked me for a while, so I don't know much.
Okay, so, did you see any of the videos that happened with, her and Zaid by any chance, and then later on it came out about the 8 months predator?
Like, I know about the 8-month predator thing, but I'm sorry, I don't know Like, I remember Rosa contacting Leo, and she blocked me after that, but then she unblocked me later. But otherwise, I don't know much on the Rosa thing.
So she did unblock you, but you didn't do anything to help her after?
She
like,
didn't
try to get her to stop or get her to do anything?
She didn't want any of my help.
Okay.
I have a few questions.
Go ahead.
It's okay. Okay, when was your last communication with Neko?
I'll be honest, I don't remember. It was probably in the spring because I already distanced myself from a bunch of people like back then. Like, I only blocked her in August because I realized, oh shit, she's still in my server. Not anymore.
My other question is, you ended up blocking Endo on Twitter, right?
I'm gonna say yes. Like, it probably is the case, but that's something I regret also doing. Endo, may I ask what age you are?
I am now 21.
Okay.
Okay, here's my thing, and I'm gonna sound a little bit harsh. Why would you block someone that comes to you telling you that your lack of action caused them great harm? Great harm.
Because I don't remember. I didn't remember who they were.
I'm not finished. Like, I don't want to speak on the behalf of Endo.
Alright.
But I don't think it takes a high amount of IQ to realize how fucking hurtful that was. Not only the situation, but like when you try to reach out to someone that could potentially help the situation, getting blocked, ignored. I understand you were having a rough fucking time. I can understand that.
But that doesn't excuse what I did.
When you make the choice to make a server, you take the responsibilities. No matter the number, no matter how hard it can be, you have mod staff that need to be aware of those. Even if you could not even handle the situation at the moment, you had staff members, you had friends that could make a public announcement, something, kick Neko out. There was so much you could have done. Most people that are angry at you, Rebecca, is just for the lack of action.
You're right. And unfortunately, I hate to state this, but Neko was one of my mods. So, whoops.
That's why I was banned.
Yeah.
And also,
that's why I'm kind of like, that's why I'm saying that there's possibility that there was a kid that was groomed and Neko must have banned them without you guys even noticing. Because I know you guys deleted your server. The original one where she was modding.
Do you want to know why I deleted the server? It had nothing to do with Neko. I deleted it because I felt like I was a terrible person in there, and I was always shit-talking things, and the enter situation just didn't make things better for me. That's why I deleted it back in, I think, December 2021.
This might be a reach, but do you remember how old most of the members were in your old server?
Most people were above the age of 18. Only very few were minors, and nowadays everyone has to be adult. No minors, no exceptions.
Okay, so if I get this right, you were made aware of a potential groomer being in your server, and you still had, maybe most of them were adults, but at least a few of them were minors, and you kept her around?
Because I was going to do something, but then she tried to state that these people were liars, and I was wrong to trust her. I was wrong to trust Neko from the start. I only trust her because other people told me, "Oh, she's actually a good person."
Okay. So, what else happened during the Necopon? Like, I know other people did contact you about Neko. It wasn't just Call Me Nil and me.
the person that contacted me the most on this situation was someone named Mongrel. However, this person actually went after my friends for different reasons, and not because of Neko, but they had a vendetta against my friends for reasons I don't know. And that was another reason why. There were people telling me that don't trust anything that Mongrel says.
I can't.
The problem is it's still due diligence. You still got to do your own due diligence. Mongrel's a moron. Nobody's going to challenge that. Mongrel is a worthless, degenerate sociopath. But the problem is you keep taking the word of everybody except the victims. Like, you were willing to believe everybody except the victims. That's what I'm having trouble with here. Can you explain that to me?
Yes. I didn't have any contact with the victims because I didn't know where to DM them. Like, I don't know where, back then, I don't know Twitter, the Discord, what to do. Like, I never had to deal with this kind of situation before.
But didn't you have their email?
No, I didn't. Like your email, I think, was in my spam folder for some reason. And I can't figure out why.
But you did see it eventually because Neko was made aware of it.
In August 2021, I tried to look for an email, and I realized what that was. And then I read it, and then I saw some videos. It's like, okay, that's it. Necopon, you're banned for good.
Give me a second. Yeah. We did send you an email. Here it is. And I made sure this one was it. And we're sorry for misgendering you. We didn't know.
It's okay. And, yep, that's the one. And now, and yes. Okay, there's the video now. I think back then I thought that was spam or something. But now I know that's not spam. That's a message from you. And I regret ever ignoring it.
Yeah, that was for me and my friends. I do remember that because after she saw and found out that we sent an email, she went after us.
Okay.
Again.
I do have one question though about that. What time period? When did she go after you? That's the one thing. November 7th. Okay, that's the one thing I couldn't figure out in all of this.
Because that's when I finally got everybody to finally get the courage to talk to her again, and that's when we got the information that she didn't just groom one boy, she groomed two boys, and she confirms it in a call.
Now,
so yes,
I only want to ask one question. Okay, I want to ask if this is what I gather for what she did. She groomed two minors and sent nude photos of herself. Is that correct?
There's a lot. I'm not going to go into all the details, but she had nudes of minors, she drew CP, she groomed, she manipulated, she lied, she
definitely lied.
She sent someone to try to commit suicide and she encouraged it. Trust me, I had to sit through a over 3 hours long confession call. She admitted to a lot of those. She drew fan fiction of a then 15-year-old boy, which was in that fan fiction, and there's hundreds of them. She admitted that she made lots of them.
All right, I'll be honest, I didn't know that last one.
She admitted of making fan fiction of her not even boyfriend at the time, 15-year-old friend that she was flirting with, and she was 26.
How old is this person? How old is Ariana?
She is now 29.
Yikes.
The first victim I was made aware of, she was 25, and Eve was 26, and Eve was 50.
All right. Okay, the one thing I need to figure out is where do we go from here?
Well, I do have on my side, I do have few requests on your part, which is going to help you, trust me. I was a member of your server for not super long. I was given a role called Great Friend, which gave me access to porn channels, just advice. don't give that shit around to people who don't ask for it.
Right.
Especially when in those channels I saw very questionable things. It's okay to be a fan of MLP, but when people start drawing children characters in sexual manners, that's not okay.
Right. I've had to ban people in the past for that shit alone.
Well, the people that drew or shared those things are still around.
Like not.
I can't.
Like
I
not
did
in my.
not screenshot any because that's fictional CP is illegal in my country. I'm just letting you know. It's a very bad look when that stuff is allowed, and especially when there's a history of groomers, like a groomer, someone that had multiple victims. Like, don't give that shit around and clear
Right.
up some of the people. You should not be allowing fictional CP in your server.
There is none of that in my server, and I'm talking about currently. And back then I didn't allow that shit either. There was just I really should have had a better moderator team.
I don't know if you have cleared up your porn channels recently, but when I was in there, there was some.
Alright, so I want to make sure.
Of Meg Griffin when she was 17, of Spike from MLP, that's a fucking child.
Really?
Yeah.
Have that garbage there.
Fucking disgusting. That shit needs to be deleted immediately.
But why did you allow it to begin with?
I allowed it because I didn't see it.
Who posted it?
That's a question I do want to know.
I don't, like I said, I did not screenshot any of it because it's illegal in my country to have that shit.
All
Fair
right.
point.
There is one person, I do
So-
know one person that did this shit, and that person has been banned. But unfortunately, I don't know if that's that person.
And like Sailor Moon characters being shared as waifus to adults when it's their teenager form.
Ew.
That's also fucking disgusting. Just saying.
There was one.
That's
That's
the main reason why I left, because that's a fucking bad look, and I don't want to be associated with that, Rebecca.
Right.
I'm gonna be straight up.
No, you're right. That's disgusting. I had to ban a person once that was fictionally in love with this child character named Hilda. I was like, nope, get out of my server. And I told that person to not do that again. They said, okay, I won't. Then they did it again. I was like, nope, I'm never talking to you again. You're banned.
So, what made you finally do something about it now? Like, discuss about Necopon now? Because it's been, 3 years.
2.5, but...
No, from my email. That's what I'm going based off of.
Oh, okay.
I understand with nil, it'll be 2.5, but since it's me, it's 3 years.
I didn't know how to handle this situation. I didn't know who to contact specifically.
Mm-hmm.
You had options.
And I chose the wrong
You wanna know
options.
You want to know how I know you had options?
And
Do you remember the one time I showed up in your live chat?
Nope. You were in my
Yeah,
live
you
chat?
Because you mentioned it in the video you did.
Ah, okay.
Now, I'm not mad at you, believe it or not, for banning me from your live chat, because I didn't know why you did it.
Oh,
Okay,
I know why. I know why.
I know what. Hold on, I'm not done.
I thought you were Taylor.
I'm aware. I watched your video, but
Oh,
here's the
right.
thing. Here's the thing. After that, you had a conversation with a certain somebody who now goes by the name of Agent Angie. She told you exactly who I was and what I do. You knew of my existence, and somebody emails you about a child predator. You're telling me you didn't know who to go to?
Yes.
Do you see how that's incongruent with reality?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is it that you didn't know what to do, or that you just didn't want to deal with it?
I didn't know what to do. That's the correct answer. And the right thing
Then
to
why-
do is to
then why
contact
did
the
you-
right people.
Then why did you not think, I need to have somebody talk to about this? I need to find a predator hunter or somebody who can look over this. Why was your immediate response to hand that information over to the person who is being accused of this? Why was that your immediate response?
Because that was because didn't think well back then. That was wrong for me to do.
Okay, I get that's your current answer, but I'm asking the thought process of why you chose to do that. We all agree that it's wrong and that it's foolish. I want to know why.
Because I always thought that I could trust Neko. I thought it...
Why?
Because I like to try to see the good in people, and that was wrong for me to do. So there are some people that just can't be good. If I had a time machine, I would have stopped my past self.
That's not even the point. The point is, for the longest time, you've been running from your culpability in this. And it's ridiculous. You, by your actions, not just in not properly looking into Neko, or even handing it off to somebody else who could, but in denying your culpability, and constantly going back and forth with people who are trying to get answers from you, trying to get in conversation with you, trying to get you to understand what's going on here. You threw them off, you block them, you tell them that you're not reliable, you're not responsible, you're not any of that, and then you tried to be foolish enough to argue about law with me. Now, not a legal expert, but the fact that you tried to tell me whether or not somebody being a pedophile is dependent on the law, like, what are you even on about? Because even when I brought you up the counter example, I asked you if Toon Critic was a pedophile, and you said yes. And I brought
Sex
out Toon
offender,
Critic's
I
never been
meant
arrested.
to say, by the way.
The thing is, you said he was a pedophile, and I brought up the fact that he has never been convicted. And that upsets you.
Yes, it does.
Not what upsets you isn't the fact, or in this case, of course, that does upset you. In this conversation specifically, it upset you more that I told you how you were wrong than the information I was giving you.
I didn't want to talk to people that I didn't know at all, and I didn't remember you.
It doesn't matter if you remember me or not, or if you wanted to talk to somebody at all. The problem is you were being faced with objective truth, and your response was to back away from it, and then randomly 2 days later, tell me about your dog. Like, so you don't trust a stranger enough to give them information or your thought process or anything about a predator, but you do enough to tell them that your dog died?
Yep, because that was wrong of me.
This doesn't make any sense.
Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. You've been a broken record for like a good while. So I need to ask you a genuine question here. So I do hear from secondhand resources that you do let people come in your server and they get the friend role, right?
Yes.
And you essentially establish a parasocial relationship with people, because I do remember asking you in DMs, was Rosa a friend or a fan? I do remember you saying she was a fan before, and then
I list them as great friends. Best friends are the ones I truly trust.
Okay. So you do talk to Rosa, right? Like she's a fan, right?
Yes, but she's not a team
So
member.
okay. So this is a very big counter argument to your point, being that you did not know Leo, but you're willing to let people who are join your server, you don't really know, and then give them the list of friend. That does build a very big parasocial relationship. I want you to know bluntly, this is why Rose is kind of like this. But
should I change the role name?
What?
The role is called Great Friend.
Like they do have a new thing called new members now, and when people are on long enough and use it enough, I do upgrade them.
The point.
Okay.
No, continue and
Point being is that you talk to anybody else, but if it's somebody negative, for example, Lyle comes in and tells you, hey, what you did was wrong, but like tell me what's going on, you decide to shut down and tell Lyle to basically, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. No, I don't want to talk about it. But if it's somebody else that comes up to you telling you about how your videos are great, you're willing to listen to them. So
yeah, I can admit that because that's what you did to me. Like the first time I I contacted you when I stated I'm a member of the Senate because that's important. I was working with Endo. Like I said, I'm a member of the Senate. I'm just here to talk to you, to get your side of the story because it's important. You were very snarky with me, and then you kicked me out and blocked me on Discord, then unblocked me, and suddenly you changed attitude with me, and you, like, I had to be nice with you to be allowed back in your server. I don't think I was ever rude to you.
You're not. I'm the one in the wrong.
It just states that people are, first, they are allowed to have disagreement with you, especially when it's on serious situation like those.
Yes, you are right.
I can't believe I have to explain this.
Endo, do you have anything else you need to say to this person?
I mean, all I'm gonna get is I don't remember or anything. Okay, one more. Wait. This is actually a genuine question. So I don't think you know this, but recently Rosa made a claim that she's going to kill her family before she even gives me an apology.
Okay.
Now,
wait, what?
Now that I'm gonna let you know about that right now. She made a claim on Twitter stating that before she can give me an apology, that she will kill her family because the voices in her head are telling her to do it.
Okay,
now, I want you to know something. She also claimed that she has given me an apology because you given me an apology on your video. Now, was this discussed or was this never discussed with you and Rosa?
I did not talk to Rosa about anything on the videos.
You have not.
Correct.
Okay. Because she was the one that was kind of talking in, I believe, one Senate call, which was the Rosa call, where she states that you are writing on the script. So that's why I'm kind of very like 50-50 about that. Because maybe you do mention you're working on a script, probably in the server or something. Because I do notice that she does call you her best friend, but I don't see you really giving her that much reciprocation. I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna be honest with you.
She used to have an old role of that, but she lost it because of this. Like, December 26th, she blocked me, and I couldn't figure out why. And then she wanted to come back to my server, so I decided, alright, but I'm not going to give you the best friend role.
We're not getting anywhere with this right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
what we're going to do is sometime tomorrow.
Nope. This is the end. I'm done with this. I've been trying to tell you that this is the day I want to solve everything.
This isn't up to you. You wrong somebody else, but you're trying to set terms on when something's over? When you're sitting here going in circles? You really think that's how that works?
No, it doesn't. Go on.
Yeah. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to make time sometime tomorrow. You're going to talk to them properly about all this because they got a lot of other stuff they need to ask you, including chat logs where you are talking to Rosa about Necopon.
I don't remember these.
Well, it's a good thing they have these chat logs then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're going to remind you. We're going to refresh you.
Goodbye. And that's the end. I'm done.